I'm not content with the content. I want more. I'm not content with the content. I want more.
I can't lie to my audience.
Fact check it.
I can't lie to them. All right, welcome to another episode of Hooligan Radio here, the podcast that covers movies, video games, true crime, cryptids, aliens, and everything else. Directly in front of me, I have the beautiful Josh.
Hi, everybody.
And to my right, I have the gorgeous Isaiah.
What up, everybody?
How was your guys' Black Friday? Did you get any good deals?
Yeah, dude, I bought 6 candles for $80.
and 3 of them were free.
Yeah. No, I went to get a toaster, but Zach fucked me on my toaster.
Yeah,
phone.
I went to Micro Center assuming that it opened at 8 o'clock that night, where I was
Thanksgiving night?
Yeah, where I was thoroughly disappointed in an open Friday morning.
But Zach doesn't know how to read AM or PM, so we got fucked.
Yeah, I am how old now and still don't know my AMs and PMs?
I got a lot of movies for really cheap. I got Teen Titans Go to the movies, so I'm excited to watch. I still haven't seen it yet. I got it for like $7, so excited to watch that. But I got the DC Lego Supervillain game. It was like on sale for like $30, so got that for the Switch. And then my girlfriend got a lot of stuff she was looking for. So I've always been more of a Black Friday guy than a Cyber Monday. Today is Cyber Monday, the day we're recording this, and I have never participated in Cyber Monday. I don't know why.
See, I'm a little bit reversed. Cyber Monday's like usually the day I shine. Like, I'm going to keep everything in here, and the second midnight hits and those sales come out, just buy.
So where do you get your deals? Like Amazon, or where do you shop?
Yeah, it depends on where I'm buying. Today I did Amazon and Newegg for like computer parts and like stuff, but other than that,
yeah, dude,
just goes with whatever I need.
This was the first Cyber Monday in a long time where I couldn't think of anything I needed. And you have to be careful about Cyber Monday on Amazon because it's not like most other sites where it's like site-wide X% off. If you're just like, I'm going to buy all of this shit on Amazon on Cyber Monday because there might be deals on it, you'll get fucked because they raise the prices on shit that is not on deal.
So, speaking of picking up movies and games, there's quite a lot of news. Isaiah, what do we have for gaming news?
Gaming news, I bring to you on this fateful capitalist holiday. The N64 Classic is not on the horizon. I repeat, for those who can't listen the first time, there is no N64 Classic coming.
Which is bullshit.
It's
straight bullshit.
Fine.
And this is an interview with the Nintendo of America CEO Reggie Fils-Aimé, yeah. So this isn't just some random rumor. He basically confirmed. This is from The Verge. He basically confirmed that in an interview with Kotaku that that's not something they say. We never say never, but that's not something we have in our plan right now. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
So the real thing is, be outraged as you must. These classics that came out were never meant to be a mainline thing. It says in the article they were meant to bridge the gap between a failing console, the Wii U, and the Switch, because they were having financial problems, getting funding, and all that kind of stuff. So they did this. Now that the Switch is thriving, there is no reason to do the N64 Classic, especially because they have their online service through the Switch where you're going to be able to get classic games as a thing you buy, and they will give you classic games with their subscription service, their online, like PSN and stuff like that. So if you sell the N64 Classic, you take all of those N64 games off the market for putting as the as subscriber games, because why would I be like, oh, I bought the N64 Classic and now you're giving me the same fucking games for free? This is bullshit.
But then you're just buying the N64 Classic. Like I would probably do, just to have it.
Yeah, that's just because you don't have a Switch.
I think, honestly, though, if I saw the Switch, I would want the Nintendo 64 Classic. Like how we talked before, like it almost just being like a paperweight at one point in time, like this, like a collectible thing. Like that's how I would view it.
But like you said, there is no plan right now, and they never say never, so it might eventually happen. Yeah. But also you have to think, at this point, if you release the N64 Classic, then it's just a snowball effect. Everybody's
Yeah.
going to be like,
Their
"Whoa,
whole
where's the
GameCube.
GameCube Classic?" And you're like, "Well, that came out in the last 20 years."
Where's the Wii
that's
Classic?
too far.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So
Where's the Wii U
Yes.
Classic?
Let's make a little version of the
And
failing console.
exactly, and you get these collectors whose voices are louder than the people who are
Yeah.
content with what they have, who are just like screaming at the top of the lungs, "Give me my classics!" And like, you listen to them, and then you release a bunch of products that like have these people are like, "Why the fuck are you doing this?" So I don't think it's that big of a deal. Also, I don't know exactly what games I would want on the N64 Classic that I would be like, "Oh yeah, I'm really glad that I bought this system that can only have these 20, 50 games, whatever it
Just
is."
every game that ends in 64.
Mario
Super Mario 64, Donkey
that's it.
Kong 64, Mario Kart 64.
Yeah.
Couldn't you do like the original Banjo-Kazooie?
Yeah, you could.
No,
No,
Are they licensed
that's
by
a
someone
third
else?
party game.
It's
Yeah,
a
Oh,
that's-
third-party game.
it's owned by Rare, which is owned by Microsoft. So no,
Yeah.
you can't.
It would be interesting. Plus, also, I think with the N64, like, I own an N64 still. Like, it's not... I feel like you could go out and buy
Exactly.
N64 games, although some of them are very expensive now. But I didn't know that before this news article came out about, them just using it to bridge the gap for the Switch, which now looking at it makes a lot of sense why they didn't make a lot of the the SNES when they first... Which one did they do first? The NES?
The NES,
Yeah.
yeah.
When they first did it, I remember like no one could get it. So that makes sense that they never planned for it to be this big thing, but it just caught on. I think with Sony making the PS1 Classic, that's probably what's kind of like fueling these fires of this is going to be a trend, but I really wouldn't be surprised if the PS1 is the last one we see for a while.
I don't know, dude. I think that if there's one that I see coming out left, it's going to be the Dreamcast. Yeah, I don't know. I think that it would be a nice thing to have. I agree with a lot of people, but I think that the outrage is overdone. And I think that the only reason why I think the outrage is overdone is because I'm hearing it from the person to my left, who I also
God.
listen to every time when he talks.
It's not me. Zach is to his left.
Yeah,
is me.
so I haven't seen any other outrage for it. Plus, Nintendo's got enough going on for people to be like, well, okay, I guess that makes sense.
And they got to sell the Switch. I mean, that has to be the priority number one. I mean,
Yeah, and do they really have to sell it? It kind of sells itself.
well,
at this
yeah, I
point.
know, but I mean, like, but it would be dumb to be
Yeah.
promoting other systems.
It sucks that it's not coming out, but also I understand from the business aspect what you have to do.
But I mean, the Switch is great, man. I mean, I haven't owned it for that long, but it's like one of my favorite Nintendo systems. It might be my favorite. I'm not sure yet. I mean, that's a big claim, but it's fucking great. It's
Yeah,
so
it's
good. It
super
works
good.
so well.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just it blows the Wii U out of the water, which I liked the Wii U when
I didn't have any
you
big
know.
problems with the Wii U either.
Yeah, but it's such a great system.
Yeah, I am. It's fine. You know, it's fine. By the time our next episode comes out, I'll be so deep into Smash Bros. That we will only talk about the Switch. So we might as well move on to another gaming company. Sony has announced that they will not be attending this next coming E3, which is baffling to me. I love E3. Personally, I'm like one of those people who's like, I should take days off of work to watch E3. Or I might want to go to E3 someday. But with this news, it's kind of like, is there still going to be an E3 when I'm like well off enough in my career to like go to it? I don't know, because it's tough it's like a tough market, because you want to have these huge conferences which are expensive nonetheless, like the Sony and the Xbox, Bethesda, and I think that Sony has had the realization that it's better to just pull off of E3 early and let the game developers like actually come on, like Bethesda and EA and stuff like that have their own. Basically, it's their conference. The only thing that you really have to announce there is your hardware. All of the other games that you would be showing are going to be through those studios. So, like, why does it matter if I get to see 3 minutes from the new Call of Duty at Xbox and then the next 4 minutes from Battlefield on the PlayStation? I think that it's a smart investment to pull off of E3. But not being there at all is crazy to me. I don't know, like, I could understand like downsizing your presence at E3 and like being like, we don't need a conference, we don't really have anything to show or anything like that. But then you have to think like, if a game company comes to you and is like, we want to show our game during your conference, you are banking on them showing something amazing. Mm-hmm. And if they don't, then it falls on you.
Yeah.
And then in the current, like, in the last 5 years, I haven't watched a single E3 where there hasn't been, like, audio issues and all this other kind of stuff. And, like, there's so much at risk going to E3. And I feel like the payoff for people who make hardware is way less than it is to just host your own thing in your own country, because they have to, like, send people over here. You know what I mean? And be like, this is our new console.
That was the thing I was thinking of, because I personally thought this would have been the year that Sony would have been like, all right, here's like the first stages of the PS5 or whatever they're going to call it. And for them just to be like, all right, we're not going to show up this year.
If they change now, I would be baffled. If they don't call it the PS5, if they call it something else, I will be really confused. Xbox is the one who's like, we're doing different names and shit. Yeah. And PlayStation has been PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation
I could see
4.
them name, like, because I'm assuming that this is the last hardware console for Sony till they probably go to some sort of streaming service for their games.
Yeah.
So I could see them just change it up and be like, this is like the PS
PlayStation Infinity
like
or something.
Yeah, like just to be like, this is the last one. Like,
yeah.
So what do you guys think? Because, I mean, I like to follow E3, especially last year when we did the special. It was kind of like my first time actually, watching a lot of it. But what do you guys think overall big picture for E3? Do you think other companies follow suit with this in future years? Do you think it makes it a bigger deal when companies announce, okay, this year we are going to be there? Or, big picture, how do you think this affects it?
I think there will definitely be a trickle-down effect. I don't think it will necessarily show this year, but I think you'll start to see other... Maybe not like Microsoft or like Nintendo start to go immediately, but I think you can definitely see like some smaller companies start to go down and do their own sort of thing too.
I don't even know. I could be 100% honest with you right now. I'm not positive that Nintendo attends a conference. I'm pretty sure Nintendo has an event during the conference, but I'm not sure that it's at the conference.
And just like
I'm pretty sure that they have Nintendo
thing.
Directs and Treehouses around E3 time, but I'm pretty sure, I don't think that they actually attend and have like a big ass fucking show there. Yeah. I'm almost 90% sure that that's the case. If it's not the case, then it was the case whenever we were in college.
And if it ends up the result of this being smaller studios and smaller companies getting more time, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Either, so.
You get a better look at the games and stuff like that instead of everybody stepping on each other's toes or stuff like that. I really think what's interesting is we don't know if this is going to be the last, like, if last year's E3 was the last E3 that Sony will be at, or if they're taking a year off to really get everything in order so that in 2020, which is going to just be big because it's 2020, you know what I mean? Like, that's a monumental year.
Yeah.
It's going to be that way. If they get it all together and then come in 2020 and be like, boom, here's whatever. This is what we've been working on. We didn't want to tease it and let everybody down. The day has come. Armageddon is here. We've betrayed the great Sakurai. Someone leaked Smash Ultimate.
So how did that happen?
I don't know. I don't know how video game leaks happen because I refuse to partake in that part of the industry, even though it would be very beneficial to my life.
When you say leaked, like the full game?
Yeah.
I could get it off the internet right now.
Yes. You have to have a hacked Switch.
Oh, so there's steps.
Yeah. But this is the thing. This is the real problem. You have to have a hacked Switch to get it, because then you can torrent the ROM.
So, okay. I was about to say, what's a hack switch, just that you can get to torrent?
Let me get through it. So if you get a hacked Switch, there's a homebrew on it. Homebrew is software that you can put on it to launch whatever you want. And then you put the ROM on it, and then you can play Smash. Here's the problem. The game doesn't come out until next week. So you know how many Smash Pros right now bought a second Switch because they have the money from playing Smash and now are getting a week's worth of experience in advance? on people who are just like, oh, I'm going to get it and try to play in my local tournaments. And they're going to get rolled by people who have an extra week's worth of experience.
By these professional people?
Yeah.
You think that they don't have the integrity to wait? They'd rather...
No!
Absolutely not.
There's like I don't know if it's a creepypasta or if it's actually like rumors, but there's like the Men in Black of Nintendo.
Oh, really?
Who were, if you do shit like this, they'll like come and find you and like will fucking...
Wow.
Yeah. I've read a couple of things
test it
about
out.
it. I've heard about it from... I watch Etika on YouTube. He's a Nintendo streamer. He's hilarious, but he talks about... He read an article about how like people who do these leaks and shit like are never heard from.
That's crazy.
Ever again.
Dang.
I don't think they like die, but like Nintendo puts them in so much legal trouble that like
They might as well die.
yeah, you might as well die. Plus, they might go to just like straight up prison.
Yeah, I mean, it is illegal.
Yeah, that's probably the first thing.
But yeah, they like basically are Nintendo's fucking Men in Black. Like show up to your house like fucking CIA agents.
That's not what I
Fucking
pictured.
FBI
I pictured
bullshit.
like someone coming. I don't know why this is not what probably happened, but I pictured like someone coming up like dressed up as like
Fuck
a
you!
character.
I
from,
knew
like,
that's
a
exactly
video
what
game.
you'd say. Emergency news. All right, we're coming back. Your boy is here. This is me, your
Is
boy,
it on?
Yeah,
Isaiah.
it's on.
I just got my early access code to Spellbreak. If you don't know what Spellbreak is, I'm fucking pumped. There's a pre-early access game that's a battle royale where you play as a wizard, and your spells that you get are based on 2 gauntlets that you have, and the combination of the gauntlets gives you different powers, and it's crazy.
It looks so fun.
And I literally just got the email today, and I signed an NDA, so I can't stream it. So you guys will get to hear about it next episode.
How long did it take for you to get the code and everything?
I signed up like a week and a half ago.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
I look forward to hearing about
I
that.
wish I would have done it too. It looks so good.
it's gonna be so good.
Do they actually have like a release or like a beta date or anything like that?
Nope, I don't think so.
Dang.
You literally have to like join their Discord and like sell your soul.
Oh.
Sign it.
Maybe I won't do that.
I already sold my soul so many times; it's not worth
There's a
anything.
lot of Yu-Gi-Oh Discords that own me right now.
There we go.
So in movie news, small disclaimer here when we get started. This is Monday that we're recording this. So if the Avengers 4 trailer comes out this week, which it is rumored to, we haven't seen it. However, the Lion King trailer came out last week during football on Thanksgiving. What do you guys think of the Lion King trailer?
It's gonna
Oh
be
my
awesome.
god. It just looks so good.
The only beef that I have with everything is how you about to call this live action when it's just CGI. It's just good animation.
Yeah, it's just computer animation. I think that live action is just like it's more of just like a term, people use.
It's not even true
Because
anymore.
like even the Jungle Book had, the character Mowgli like was a real person, but like this movie there's no people, so it's all animated, but what are you going to call
Call it American animation. I don't know.
That's true. But I think it looks very good. It's going to be interesting because I just watched The Lion King recently, like within the last year, and it's very like colorful. Like the animation is like one of the best parts. Mm-hmm. So when you translate that into looking super realistic, I hope it doesn't lose some of that like style, in favor of just looking as realistic as possible. But I really liked the Jungle Book when they remade that a couple years ago. So hopefully it'll be good. Fun fact about it real quick. It was the biggest trailer debut of all time for Disney within the first 24 hours. And it was the second biggest trailer debut, period, ever, only behind It, which came out last year. That first trailer broke the record. But so obviously people are excited for this. This isn't like Aladdin or any of the other remakes. People are really excited for this one.
Is there going to be a midnight premiere for this movie?
Absolutely.
Every movie comes out now, like
7
o'clock
7
before.
o'clock the day before. I don't know how you can't be excited. Like, the cast is enough to make me want to go see it. Like, Simba's played by Donald Glover.
Yeah, they got Beyonce, Seth Rogen,
Eric Andre.
fucking everybody.
Yeah, Keegan-Michael Key, James Earl Jones.
John Oliver is Zazu.
What is the budget for this film?
It's Disney.
It's
so,
Disney.
You're right.
They just write checks that have the infinity symbol.
They don't set a budget. They just go, whatever it costs, it costs. Well,
they just tell the Federal Reserve that they're making movies, and the Federal Reserve just prints sheets of money and gives it to Disney.
The one complaint I see online a lot is people like, oh, they're just remaking all their movies. There's no original ideas. And my answer to that is, if you want original movies, there's fucking hundreds of them released every year. They're not made by Disney. Go find them and watch them. It's very easy. But Disney's not going to make them. So either watch it and accept it, or go watch something else.
Yeah.
Well, what is the last original Disney movie that came out?
Coco. Well, I mean,
and I heard that was amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
that was really good.
Pixar still makes pretty original movies. I mean, they make sequels a lot, like Toy Story 4 is coming out, Incredibles 2, but they do still make, Coco was original. I'm trying to think of what else. Inside Out came out a few years ago as original.
So good, yeah.
Outside of Pixar, I can't think of much that's been original. I mean, even like Tomorrowland and stuff is like based off of their amusement parks, so it's hard to think of something that's original from Disney outside of Pixar. But
yeah, but Pixar makes a ton of great movies. I mean, like you said, In-N-Out was amazing. I've heard Coco was amazing.
Coco was amazing. Absolutely great.
It's been a bunch of years now, but Frozen went over like a fucking avalanche, no pun intended. But, but like, so you could complain all you want, but like, it's not like we're in the fucking world of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Look at not only in movies, but also in games. Like, people are just begging for the classics because it's
and I guess my main point was
you're wearing an Atari shirt.
Yeah,
when was the last time you played Atari?
I don't.
I don't. Period.
I just like the shirt. But I guess my main point was there's no denying it. That is out there. We're in the age of all these remakes. But my point was people try to pretend like there's nothing original out there when there's tons of movies, TV shows, things out there that's original.
See it, rent it, stream it. See it, rent it, stream it. See it, rent it, stream it. See it, rent it, stream it.
So see it, rent it, stream it. I didn't see any movies in theaters over the Thanksgiving weekend. I'm going to be catching up this upcoming weekend because there is like nothing coming out until the week of Christmas. There's like literally no wide releases until Mary Poppins Returns and Aquaman and Bumblebee and all them. If you're looking to see a movie, Ralph Breaks the Internet and Creed 2 both released last Thanksgiving. Both did incredibly well at the box office. Both are critically and audience-wise hits. So if you liked the first Wreck-It Ralph, I'm sure you'll like this one. I'm looking forward to seeing it this weekend. And then Creed 2, I'm still working my way through the Rocky movies, so I have to catch up before I see that. But
all right, there's going to be a little bit of spoilers.
Okay.
But I had a friend who saw Wreck-It Ralph, and they don't address porn at all. So if you were going to see the movie because you wanted to see how they dealt with porn, don't have to go and see it. But also, didn't that Harry Potter universe movie come out?
Yeah, so
tacos.
The second Fantastic Beasts movie, Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald, came out, and it bombed domestically. Now, because it's like a UK, movie, right? It did extremely well overseas, so it's still going to be fine.
Yeah.
But critically panned, everyone's saying that it's like the first movie in the whole Harry Potter franchise that's like bad. Like even the ones that aren't as good are like good or okay, but these are like, even Harry Potter fans that I like watch, say it's just really messy and doesn't make any sense. I guess J.K. Rowling wrote these movies and like. People are saying that it would have been better if, like Harry Potter, she wrote books and then they made them into movies, but instead she's just writing movies.
Just writing the
because she has all the power in this franchise.
Yeah.
She has creative control over the whole thing. So people are saying it doesn't make any sense. I am not going to see it. No, I haven't seen the first one.
This is one of the few ones on here I actually have seen.
Oh, okay.
I totally agree. It wasn't that good. I was completely lost in the entire movie and had no idea what was going on.
I thought that the first one in the series, though, was good.
People said it was good. Yeah, people did like the first one. So I don't know what happened. I didn't see the first one.
The weird thing to me is like the first one came out and it was like about the beasts. Like that was what it was about. And now it's like trying to become like a legit prequel to Harry Potter.
So they kind of threw all that away to focus on Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah, it actually like brings in like storylines of like I know you guys seen Harry Potter, like so it starts like drop big names like Dumbledore appears in there and other things, and it just gets too confusing and I'm pretty sure they actually, and I won't ruin it for anybody, but they like making a big reveal near the end of the movie that like has no real any like credit towards the end of the other movies. So you're like, how is this gonna fit in, or like how are you even gonna try to morph this into like what actually happens with Harry Potter in the books you wrote?
Yeah. Well, they're supposed to be making like 7 of them, so we'll see.
Yeah,
it still made money.
It's just like Avatar. We're just gonna make all these right off the bat.
So we'll see what happens. For Rent It, the one big movie I wanted to check out is Mission Impossible Fallout. A lot of people called this the best movie of the summer. I didn't see it. Zach, you seem like you don't approve.
Why do they keep making these Mission Impossible?
Have you ever watched one?
Yes, I've seen several.
Well, this one is
That's
supposed to
why.
be.
But I stopped.
This one's supposed to be the best one yet.
It's
Some
like
people
asking
say.
them why people still make Assassin's Creed games. Yeah, I'm talking to you, motherfuckers.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm sure it won't be as exhilarating as if I had seen it in the theater, but I would like to check that out. And then let's talk about Stream It, because I actually have a few things to talk about. I watched a movie called The Kindergarten Teacher, which is about it's a Netflix film, and it's about a kindergarten teacher who has a student who like randomly recites poems, like just makes poems up as he's like just walking around, and she notices this, so she becomes kind of like obsessed with him because she thinks he's going to be like the next, Shakespeare, Mozart. And the movie is basically about how she talks about how all those people back then were pampered and like, treated like royalty. And then like today, if you're a kid growing up, your parents don't really care about you. You get cell phones and tablets to shut you up. And she's like, if you're treated like this, you're going to lose this, genius. So I'm not going to spoil anything, but she goes to very extreme measures to try to make this kid grow up a genius, and it's a pretty thrilling. It's a thriller at the end of the day. It's a pretty thrilling movie. It wasn't amazing or anything, but as far as a Netflix film goes, I was pretty surprised by it. So I would check that one out. And then another Netflix show I want to talk about is called The Final Table. So I've never been hooked on like these cooking shows that much, but The Final Table is like 12 teams of 2 chefs, all from like around the world, and each episode it's a different country, and they have to cook a dish that's selected from that country, and then someone gets eliminated. I'm about 3 episodes in, and oh my god, like they can make anything look fucking amazing. Like in the second episode, the ingredient they had to use was octopus, and I'm like, I would never fucking eat this. And then
Octopus is really good.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
And then I see him cook it, and I'm like, oh, that looks pretty damn good. Like, I want some of that.
This show sounds really cool. I've actually never heard of it.
You ever watch Great British Bake Off?
Yeah, I haven't, no.
That show slaps.
Yeah, that's like my go-to board show and also my go-to fall asleep show.
Yeah, dude, that's
so
a good one.
There's also another one. I think it's like Chef's Table or something like that. It's also on Netflix.
What you're talking about, yeah.
But that one's like, check out this super fancy food, and it's just like, wow, that little thing right there looks good, but it's $300.
Yeah, but I would check out this Final Table show because I'm hooked on it. Each episode is an hour, which is like, it's a lot. That's why I've only made it through 3. But I think there's only 10 episodes.
That's like a normal cooking show time, isn't it?
Well,
I haven't watched
like
Food Network in a while.
It's like an actual hour. Like, it's not like 44
like
minutes. Yeah, like it's like
okay.
59 minutes. Yeah, so it's like, it takes a lot. But
I guess there wouldn't be commercials on Netflix.
And then also, this Friday, the 3rd season of F is for Family comes out. This is Bill Burr's animated cartoon show. I've watched the first 2 seasons. Basically, it takes place, I think, in the 70s. And it's like Bill Burr plays the dad, raising his family, basically just going through 70s shenanigans.
I love that show.
Yeah,
I always see it when it comes out.
It's great, like, animated adult humor,
Yeah,
show.
and Bill Burr's just hilarious.
Absolutely.
Got an update. If you're gonna watch The Wire, just stop watching after season 1.
Uh-oh.
I'm on season 4. It's kind of boring.
Aw.
But if you're gonna watch season 1's so good. It's not bad, trust me, I get it while it's critically acclaimed, but like season 1 is so good that it overshadows the rest of it. Because you can obviously tell, like, they were really trying to get this show to catch, and then it caught, so they were like, why do we even care? Which is what I'm worried about, because if that happens to Rick and Morty, I'm going to be so mad.
Yeah.
Are you going to continue watching it? Are
you
gonna finish it?
Are you too far in?
I'm like 12 episodes off the end of season 5.
okay.
I might as well
Is that the end of the show, season 5?
I think so.
Now we're going to go to the cryptid side of things. Actually, we have a little bit of a carryover with you, too.
Crossover part 2!
So, in Fallout 76, you can find the one and the only Mothman in it, if you play it.
I don't think that there's only one Mothman, but that's my own beliefs.
That's a whole nother episode we'll get into. But yeah, in the new Fallout 76 game, there is quests that you can do to get to Mothman. And I personally haven't played 76. Have either of you played it yet?
No, I have not heard good things.
But really?
I have also not heard good things, but
Oof.
yeah.
But I guess pretty much when you find Mothman after you complete a quest, you can either like become its friend, or you could like fight it. Yeah.
Oh shit!
And
I'd
like,
probably kill it.
And then like depending on what you do, can like affect like some other situations later on down the road. Just a couple weird things that I heard you could do with Mothman if you become his friend. For what I don't know what this means, but you can eat his eggs. So
Eat his ass.
So that one's pretty cool. And then I just heard you can also get a couple like buffs off of him if you become his friend too.
Oh, what Mothman
way,
is a
dude.
friend? That's pretty.
Right?
I might buy the game just for that.
No way, dude. Zach and I gotta play this game, and then when Zach meets him, I'll just nuke wherever he's at, kill both of them.
Jesus. But I guess this Mothman actually looks like cuddly and cute, and doesn't look like the normal like scary Mothman. Which
That sounds like
I
a
don't know.
Bethesda thing to do.
yeah, I actually haven't looked up like
They're gonna
and
sell
spoiled it for
merch.
yeah, because I was thinking about getting it, but if everyone says it sucks, I might not get it. So I might ruin it and just look up the picture of him. I'm doing it.
I'm definitely not getting it. I've heard that it's not that good. There's not a lot of content, but hey, man, if you're really a huge Fallout fan and the last one rubbed me the wrong way, it might be for you. But like I said,
Which was the last one?
it's 4, I think.
It was for it, yes.
The one where they're like, you need to defend these settlements.
Oh, he's pretty cute. Oh, I guess there's... Ooh. So I guess there's actual more cryptids in this other than just Mothman.
Oh, Zach's gonna buy the game.
I might have to buy this now.
Zach's buying the game.
The Grafton creature, I don't know what that is. The Flatwoods
I
monster.
live by Grafton.
Dude, have you met the creature? I heard she's kind of cute.
Right. In other news, supposedly the missing link has been found, but not the same missing link that you are all probably thinking of right at the top of your head, such as Bigfoot or Sasquatch. But they believe they actually found the missing link from the oceans to the land, or a part of it. So recently, a fisherman discovered a new species of anglerfish, which they have 4 legs at the bottom. Let me swing this over for you to take a look. Like, they're legit legs.
Yeah. We'll post
Yeah.
this picture on our Twitter as well.
They're pretty ugly.
That's definitely walking around.
Right.
And it can swim as well.
Yep. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure the legs are pretty useless on it, but
Oh.
I got
So that's
feet
pretty
for
crazy,
that.
though. I mean, so missing link meaning like because evolution says we originally were all in the ocean,
Yeah.
right? And then we grew legs and walked out. So, but like, what would that mean though? That the anglerfish, like, that it's still around from way back then, or it's just evolving now?
I think it's the more importance is that it's showing that this can happen. That it probably wasn't specifically the anglerfish that is the missing link and is what brought us to the land, but it's at least showing like, hey, evolution can take a fish to the land. If it will take some time, but it's possible.
That's really interesting because I always feel like the one knock against the theory of evolution is that we don't see evolution, in our world. Like, if we came to be humans, why did evolution just all of a sudden stop? But if these animals are evolving,
I don't think it's necessarily true that it stopped. It takes years, decades, centuries for evolution to fully go through, and it could be the littlest thing from some people have stub your fingers because for whatever reason that helped them pick berries easier.
That's true.
Or like some people are taller because they needed to be more athletic built because mainly in where they lived they had to hunt for their food instead of foraging for it.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Like, if you think about just 2,000 years ago, it was fucking forever ago, right? So it would be hard to see it in observable time.
Yeah, like I don't think we can look back and be like, all right, what evolution did happen 5 years ago that we're not seeing? Because of course we have to have the babies for the evolution.
Yeah, and I think that it's kind of hard to see evolution amongst us specifically because we could be evolving in ways that we don't really understand until we look back on it. So, like, there is no huge discernible difference between us and people from X time ago. But if you think about it in, like, states of, like, how intelligent people have been compared to 200 years ago, what you have to be able to know, and all this different kind of stuff in order to be a member of society. You could kind of see where like our evolution isn't going to be actually physically something we can be like, oh, humans grew tails because we needed to not drown from global warming or something like that. It's not going to happen that way, but you could see it in the aspect of the human mental capacity increased 30-fold. But how do you measure that?
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not like you can be like, oh, they fit one flash drive's worth of data in their brain 2,000 years ago. Now we fit 600 terabytes or something like that.
It's like, how can we even measure that too? Because we wouldn't have any of that data back then.
Yeah.
We can only make guesses and estimates, and even then at that point it's just like, well, it's guess and estimates.
Yeah, exactly. And we can barely even, like, we don't know where the fucking pyramids came from, like, let alone, like, how.
But
exact track of human evolution.
Yeah.
We don't have the records to do
So
stuff
I think
like
the
that.
real question is, would you want the anglerfish with the feet as a pet?
Yes.
I would prefer this one over the anglerfish with the light in front.
Oh, okay, that's the same fish? Okay.
Yeah, it's just a different supposed species.
Dude, could you imagine if you had an aquarium and there were like fish like swimming above it and it's just like walking around?
All right, and for our main topic today, we're going to be doing a fantasy draft of our favorite sports movies of all time. We decided to do this right now, not only with Creed 2 coming out, but I feel like around Thanksgiving time, sports is always kind of a big part of the holidays. You have football on all of the holidays, basketball games on Christmas, so it's a good time to kind of go over what our best sports movies are. And we're going to post, we're going to have 4 rounds, our top 4 movies, and then we're going to post them on our Twitter, and we want you guys to go vote on who has the best team of sports movies. So Zach is lucky enough to have our number 1 pick in the draft. So Zach, what is your number 1 pick for your favorite sports movie?
Number 1, first overall, Air Bud.
I knew that's why you asked about the series.
It's so good.
So why do you love Air Bud?
Why not? It's a dog that plays basketball. Honestly, the Air Bud series as a whole, I just remember that was the only series that I had like the full VH tapes of. Watch it. I think that was the movie I watched almost every week, if not multiple times a week. It's funny, has humor, it has drama in it. It has those feelings that you can get with it too. Y'all just shaking your heads like...
No, I mean, I agree. Like I've said before, I think the most I've ever cried during a movie was the scene in Air Bud where he's like, "Get out of here! Don't you see we don't want you anymore?"
Yeah.
Also, I think the kid's name was Josh, so I had like a sentimental connection to the movie when I was younger.
Did you have a dog?
I did, but he couldn't play basketball. It was a pug.
I know. You know how many times I tried to force my basset hound to hold a basketball?
No way.
But even like some of the series that came out of it. Sorry if you guys are going to take one of the episodes afterwards. I mean, one of the spin-offs, but like he went and played football for like the Seattle Seahawks. He did a baseball one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he played volleyball at one point in time. He covered all the big ones.
Man,
all right, so
all
Isaiah.
I can say is you can tell that Zach is a Browns fan. How are you going to blow your first round pick on Air Bud? Like, that was even in my top 10. My first round pick, coming in clutch like a Steelers fan would pick, I'm going with Remember the Titans. Let's be honest. When you say sports movie, I say Remember the Titans. It's perfect. It's like drafting Tom Brady in the first round in points per reception. We know that he's going to do well, and we know that this is easily the sports movie that everyone thinks of when sports movies come to mind.
See? You're probably right.
Exactly.
And
that's what happens in the draft.
But just like the Browns, you got to risk it all for it.
And then you got to go 0-16.
Well, will Air Bud be Zach's Baker Mayfield, or will he be every other quarterback ever? All right.
Baker Mayfield.
So, great pick, Isaiah. There's nothing, can't really argue with that one. That's a solid pick. I'm going to go with another solid one as well, a classic sports movie, but one that I actually did not see until just recently, and that's the original Rocky movie. I have only seen Rocky 1 through 3 as of right now, and Rocky 1 to me is far superior to Rocky 2 or Rocky 3, and I'm sure that would follow suit. Rocky, I went into it thinking it was going to be a dumb, macho sports movie. You know, Rocky's going to work out for 2 hours and then fight Apollo Creed. It's not what happens at all. It's a drama. It's a romance movie. It really, really surprised me. So for all those reasons, my first pick is going to be the first Rocky movie. So that's the end of round 1. And we're doing this as a snake draft. So that means for the beginning of round 2, it's my pick. My pick, and I'm going to go completely other direction now. Rocky's like, my drama, my serious sports movie. My next pick is going to be The Waterboy with Adam Sandler. I'm not the biggest fan of Adam Sandler, but I absolutely love a few of his movies, and then I don't care for the rest. Waterboy is one of the ones that I love. I think it's hilarious even when I watch it today. Were you going to say something, Isaiah?
Well, Waterboy is a great movie.
I'm just saying, man, that movie is so good. I'm so upset that you took that one, but trust me.
So that's going to be my second pick. Isaiah, you're next?
Yeah, okay, so we get it. Waterboy, you got to have that comedy movie coming in, playing that wide receiver to my Tom Brady. You want to know what my comedy movie is? You know who my comedy movie is? Dodgeball. Dodgeball is easily one of the top sports movies I've ever seen, and it's to the point where probably one of the biggest streamers gets his persona from a character from Dodgeball. Let's be honest. Doc is the owner of, what is it, Global Gym or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
I remember, actually, when I first came back from Hawaii, we went out to the bars. It was like me and Nick and some other people, and we were sitting in this crowded bar, shoulder to shoulder, and on the TV, Dodgeball, and with the subcaptions on, and Nick and I were just reading the lines back and forth to each other. I'm telling you, dude, you gotta have a good second pick, and I'm telling you, Dodgeball is the key.
That was actually that was on my list. I didn't know if I was going to be able to pick it, but you definitely stole that one for me. I'm surprised this movie made it this far and no one said it yet. My second overall pick is going to be Space Jam.
Wow.
Wow, that's a good one. That's a sneak pick right there.
I'm surprised no one said that first. That's why I was scared when you were like snake draft. I was like, that one's gone.
Well, Space Jam for me has huge nostalgic value. When's the last time you watched it, Zach?
A year ago.
And you still love it?
I still love it. And I'm waiting for the second one.
Hey, more power to you. I watched it recently, and I still liked it, but I didn't love it as much as I remember watching it as a kid. So,
see, it has that good balance of animation where you have animation, but you also have like real actors in there. I mean, you have Michael Jordan. You have what's his face?
Charles Barkley.
Well, besides the players, Bill Murray, right?
Oh, Bill Murray's in there.
But yeah, I love it. I love making a second one. I'm a little bit scared if it's going to be as good as the first one, but definitely up there.
All right, and then right back to you, Zach, for the beginning of round 3.
So my last and final...
No,
we're doing 4 rounds.
Yeah.
So my third pick is going to be the Bad News Bears.
The original?
Yeah, we'll go with the original.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always been a pretty big baseball fan. And that was like the first baseball movie that really was like, wow, this is a good baseball movie to me. Has that comedy. It was a little raunchy, I guess, especially seeing it as a kid, but it was very good.
I can't agree with the way that you draft. You just feel like you're one step behind me.
What do you
because
mean?
You gotta go next. With me going next in the draft, as long as you're done.
I picked them.
I'm going with, I've already got the sports movie, like a sports movie, and then a comedy movie. I'm going feel good on this one. I'm going radio as my third pick.
Wow.
You got to really fill all of the roles. I'm talking team building right here. I'm not talking about getting these all-stars that are kind of all like, okay. No, I'm talking about if you watched, 4 sports movies? 5 sports movies? 4 sports movies. You want a little bit of everything. I think radio brings in that feel good, based on sports movie.
Side note of radio, I've never. You took health in high school, correct?
Yeah.
Have you guys watched radio in that class?
No, but I think one of the history teachers did.
I don't know why our health teacher like 2 days just let us watch radio, but
because she was hungover.
But
I found out that's the key of being a teacher.
Yeah, that was the first time that I've seen so many of my classmates cry watching a movie, and I was just like, damn.
Yeah, it's well deserved. I know. Yeah. I got a real good pick on that one, didn't I?
Not as good as Airbud.
All right, and then for the end of round 3, it's going to be my pick, And Isaiah, kind of going off of what you said, I want to pick a movie that's a feel-good movie. This is a feel-good movie for me, anyway, and that's The Sandlot. When I want to watch a movie that reminds me of I didn't play baseball all the time as a kid, but just the feeling of childhood, of getting together with your friends, and playing games. I think The Sandlot is a great, hilarious sports movie and a really good feel-good sports movie as well. So that's going to be my third round pick, and that takes us to the last round where I will pick first. And honestly, for my last pick, there were a lot of them that I was deciding between. I, Tonya was one I was thinking about, which is one of my favorite movies of this year. But that's not really a sports movie. She just happens to play a sport, to ice skate. But I really loved it. Movies like The Replacements, even ones like We Are Marshall are really good. But I think there's one movie that goes above all of those. And that's the Disney Channel original movie, The Luck of the Irish.
Damn!
The Luck of the Irish, while it's not my favorite Disney Channel original movie, it is absolutely one of my favorite sports movies of all time. I mean, you have a kid going through puberty, and what a great metaphor for puberty than turning into a leprechaun. Now that I think about it, a lot of Disney Channel original movies were a metaphor for going through puberty. There was the 13th year where he turned into a merman.
Yeah.
There's this one where he turns into a leprechaun.
It's like they're telling you you're going through changes.
But anyway.
At least there ain't this change.
Luck of the Irish. Luck of the
you're not
Irish
a
is great.
leprechaun.
I mean, who could forget that iconic last scene of him and his girlfriend singing, "This land is my land, this land is your land" on the stage. I mean, we could really use that in today's America, right? We all need to we all need to come together, and we need to realize this is my land, this land is your land. Luck of the Irish is my final pick.
Wow, that was a good one. Really rounding it out with a good pick coming from Josh's team. But let's be real. What does Isaiah's team need? Isaiah's team needs a nostalgia film? Maybe. Does Isaiah's team want a flex position that none of us have seen, but it could have been good with the Uncle Drew pick? I don't know. But I think I'm going to wait the whole timer on this one to submit my card. Just kidding. I'm going with Happy Gilmore. We all know that movie slaps.
It's the
So
second
good.
Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, Adam Sandler makes a lot of sports movies. Let's see. I'm going to have to go with that one because, let's be real. Another sports movie. When I say sports movie, that's one that you think
I mean, him fighting with Bob Barker is pretty great.
There's like 4 movies I want to take with this last pick, and I don't know which one I want to do.
So this pick is Mr. Irrelevant of the draft.
I know.
The last pick.
All these are should be Mr. Relevant. All right, I have to do it.
Zach picks Grave Encounters.
There are some sports, right? All right, so
They were running in the halls.
yeah. All right, so for the last overall pick, I'm going to be going with the original Major League Baseball movie.
I haven't seen that one, so I can't even talk shit.
With Charlie Sheen, right?
Yeah, with Charlie Sheen in it.
Based off
but as the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's a good movie. I had to choose between that, Like Mike with Little Bow Wow.
Like Mike would have been a good pick. You probably should have picked Like Mike.
And then the other 2 ones I was thinking of was, where are they at here? Dodgeball, you already said. The Longest Yard. I was surprised that one wasn't said.
I watched that movie over the weekend.
Yeah, and then the other one was Kicking and Screaming, but that was like if I had to have if all my other ones were
talking about Will Ferrell sports movies. Talladega Nights
fell all the way through the draft. I never seen it because I just don't.
Is NASCAR a sport? That's a debate for another day.
I would have chose Semi-Pro before I would have taken Talladega
Wait, what's
Nights.
that cheerleading movie?
Oh,
Bring It On.
Wow.
Fuck! Could have got the female vote if I would have went Bring It On.
There is no. I mean, with only 4 rounds, it's tough to fit, all of the good ones in there. There are so many. But let's go over our teams. Zach, you have, starting off, Air Bud, Space Jam, the Bad News Bears, and Major League. Do you have a name for your team?
Oh, hell yes.
If you have the name, come back to me.
All
I wasn't
right.
prepared.
Isaiah, Remember the Titans, Dodgeball, Radio, and Happy Gilmore. So tell me if you guys think of one, but I think I have one for mine. So my team, Rocky, The Waterboy, The Sandlot, and The Luck of the Irish. My team, we're going to be in Ireland, and we're going to be the Irish Insanos, because Big Show was in The Waterboy and his name was Captain Insano.
Oh my god, he was in that.
So we're gonna be the Irish Insanos because of Big Show in The Waterboy.
I love how it's the rate, or they call Irish, not like Ireland or something. It's just
The Irish. Yeah, we're the Irish Insanos.
man.
All right, I'm changing where my team is. My team's going to be down south in Louisiana. And my team name is going to be the Average Radios.
Okay.
Wow. I like
Nice,
it.
nice.
What city did you say?
We're just
South-
in the state of Louisiana.
All right, I like it.
The Louisiana Average Radios.
All right. So let's see me take. What were my movies again? I had Air Bud.
Air Bud, Space Jam, The Bad News Bears, Major League.
All right, so all of these movies are pretty old. I shouldn't say too old, but they're a little bit old. So what is something that I got it? We're gonna be the Montana Mullets,
Okay.
Into it.
right?
That's fair.
Gotta bring something from that time period.
I would have just went with the Toon Squad.
Yeah, I probably would have went Toon Squad too.
They're already made for you.
Yeah, you should have went with something.
I had the jersey.
You got the Bad News Bears. You got Air Bud, which is about a dog. You got literally Space Jam, which is about a bunch of animals. Your name should have been animal based.
Nope, the Montana Mullets.
Yeah, the one movie. All right, that's great. So just one last time to go over it. Zach's team, the Montana Mullets. You have Air Bud, Space Jam, the Bad News Bears, and Major League. Isaiah's team, the Louisiana Average Radios, is Remember the Titans, Dodgeball, Radio, Happy Gilmore. And my team, the Irish Insanos, Rocky, the Waterboy, the Sandlot, and the Luck of the Irish.
So even a single, well, the last one. I was like, is there a single Irish person in any of those movies?
All right, what do you guys? Are you guys happy with your teams?
I'm thrilled with my
All right,
team.
let's talk trades. No, just
All right. Well, that's going to be it. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Thank you to American Spirits for the song Blanket Forts. Our
check
intro
out
and
their
outro.
new EP. It should be dropping real soon. I think it's the first week of December.
Yeah, December 2nd, I think.
Yeah.
They just released a new single called Cicadas not too long ago, so check that out
Yeah,
if you
I
haven't
just
already.
that was like 2 singles ago. They released a song called MXC. That song bangs.
That's what it was.
Trey, slow down.
Thank you to Sergey for the theme for See It, Rent It, Stream It. Thank you to everybody listening. Rate us on iTunes. You can check us out now. You can check us out on Spotify now.
Boop, boop, boop.
We had a lot of requests for that. We're finally there. You can check us out on Spreaker. You can check us out on iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud. Shit, really anywhere.
No, if you reach out to us, I'll burn you a CD-ROM.
Google Podcasts.
Vinyl.
Vine.
6-second clips on Vine. You guys, where can we find you guys?
You can find me at ZachC_I_know_it on Twitter.
You can find me at PHP_I_Slaya. I will be playing a lot of the Spellbreak game, so hit me up. I'll tell you how awesome it is.
And you can find me at _JoshuaSingh_ still doing my review on the Rocky series on my YouTube channel, so check that out. And I'm at 492 Blu-ray movies that I own. When I hit 500, I will be doing a full collection video, so you can check that out as well.
He's going to give them all away. I'm just kidding.
All for charity.
A 500 Blu-ray raffle.
No. The real thing is we should take it to the exchange and see how much money they would offer.
I honestly thought about doing that, like, just to get a valuation, like, not to do it. How pissed would they be? Like, I bring in my entire collection. They'd probably spend, like, an hour, 2 hours, and I come back
easily.
and they're like, oh, we'll give you, like, you know...
$48.06.
Listen, though. Even I've thought about this. Even if they only gave me an average of $1 per movie, that's $500, right?
You should record this altercation, and it should be one of the first skits on the Hooligan Radio YouTube.
Dude, awesome clickbait. Trading in 500 Blu-rays?
For store credit?
Content with the